Hello everybody and welcome back to The Truth. I'm Janice.
I'm Kennedy Monet.
I'm Mila.
I'm Jada Janelle.
And today we have a very special guest. We have Sister Carla Landers from the Whole Truth Ministry. Welcome, Sister Carla. So how are you doing today?
I am great.
So you came today to give us one of your testimonies today?
Yes, ma'am. I'm giving you a testimony.
All right.
And I'm so glad and honored that you guys invited me out today.
All right, we're glad to have you. So whenever you want to get ready, you can jump right on into your testimony.
Okay, today my testimony is on healing.
Amen.
So back in '94, I had to have a major back surgery, which in detail, I had a rod in my back and 28 screws.
Oh, wow.
So I had to have 2 surgeries because the surgeries both were going to end up being for 12 hours. So the first surgery was I had to have 3 ribs removed to help build my back. And then I had to have bones removed from my hip. So the first surgery, that's what they did on the very first surgery. The second surgery is when they went in and redid my back. So, after the surgeries, of course, I was in ICU for 3 weeks. And then after leaving ICU, I was in a body cast. So I couldn't move. I was like paralyzed. I couldn't move my legs or anything. And so my mom and them had to go out and buy a special van because I had to be either flown home flat or I had to be brought home on a flat board. So they had to go out and purchase a special van for that. So when I got home, of course I was in all this pain, and they had to redo my living room, put in a special hospital bed and the equipment. So at the time of arriving home, I was in so much pain.
I bet.
And so my mom, she was a nurse, so she came over and she was, doing all the work as far as, giving me my medications, and because I can't move, but she had to give me a bed bath there and everything. And so during that time, I'm just taking pain medicine, but I'm not eating. So now I done dropped down to 80 pounds. So now I got to go back into the hospital until I gain 100 pounds. So they put me on Ensure through an IV tube. And when I got back up to 100 pounds, I was able to go back home. So when I got back home, I was really messed up. Like I said, I had tubes everywhere. I'm hooked up on equipment. My kids are scared of me. They won't come to me. And then in the process, my mom, there were some papers my mom said I had to sign. Well, one of the nurses doing surgery had stuck herself and then stuck me. So I had to write out for sign to be tested for HIV. But of course they couldn't get me to do it, within that first month because, I'm still out of it. So when I was able to get home, my mom said, you got to sign this paper. But I'm so heavily drugged still. It's not, registering to me. So I'm just scribbling something ain't with even my name. But that was good for the doctors so I could be tested for HIV because of this nurse. So meanwhile, I'm just having so much pain. So I'm at the point where I'm asking God to just let me die.
Oh.
That's just how bad it got. I just asked him, I said, you just take me right now. I don't want to live like this. So I kept praying, and then my father's sister showed up, my auntie showed up, and she said, she came with some oil. So she said, I'm gonna put this oil on you, baby, and I'm gonna help you. And I said, thank you, auntie, because nothing else is helping me. I don't want to be here. She said, yes, you do, because ain't nobody gonna take care of your kids the way you take care of your kids. So you have to be here. And I said, okay, just help me. So she began to put the oil all over me, and she began to pray. After about 10 seconds, the pain was gone. I no longer had it.
God is good.
But my auntie had it. She got the pain. So she was sitting there. She started to cry. I don't know what's going on. I just know I'm good.
Wow.
I'm good. The pain is gone. So, of course, it didn't last, but it was good while it did. So then I started to realize prayer does help.
Absolutely, that's it.
Because if she didn't pray over me and then she received the pain, I don't think I would have ever believed that prayer would be able to do that to someone.
And sometimes God has to show us in a different manner than we would normally do it,
Yes.
but He has to show us in a different way that prayer does work. And look what I can do.
Amen. So after she stayed there with me for a while, so of course I had to go from being flat on the bed to go into a wheelchair, and then on walking canes, and I had to go through the whole water therapy to think, to be able to walk again. So you think, after you've already walked, okay, it's good. Ain't no reason that you shouldn't be able to get up and walk again. So I'm sitting in a wheelchair. My mom lived around the corner from me, and my phone was programmed to where I just push one. So I'm sitting in this chair, and I'm sitting here. The people from KCP&L knocks on my door. Well, I can't move.
Wow.
I can't answer the door. So they knock on the door, and I'm like, who is it? They was like, KCP&L, we're here to cut your lights off. Wait a minute. I'm hooked up to equipment. You can't cut my lights off. And so I'm calling my mama. I said, I left $5,000 with my mama. Why are these people here to cut my lights off? So I called my mama. I'm like, Mama, KCP&L is here to cut my lights off. Can you go pay this bill? And she said, well, baby, I didn't want to tell you this, because you were sick. She said, but your daddy stole all your money and smoked it up. So I'm like, oh, God, she has got to be kidding me. Mama, you said he stole all my money and smoked it? She said, yes. So they cut my lights off. My equipment goes off. So I'm like, oh, God, what am I going to do? I got kids in here. I can't be hooked up to my equipment. Where am I going? My kid's daddy, he's smoking crack. He ain't got no money. I'm like, where am I going? Who's going to help me with this?
Got it.
So God put on me, you're not alone. You're not alone. You're not by yourself in this. So I started thinking. So I called this lady that I grew up with, that I worked with, and I called her, and I said, Mama, my lights is off. She didn't ask me no questions. She said, baby, how much is it? And she went and paid it. So
It's a blessing.
So I'm sitting here every day. So now, how am I going to take care of my kids? I can't work. Let me go back. I had to do a video conference from disability from ICU. So the judge, my attorney wanted the judge to postpone my court thing, and he said no. So they had to set me up with a video conference in ICU. So meanwhile, I have all this stuff going on with my back, my ribs. I can't move a certain way. You know, I have pain because I have no ribs there anymore. So meanwhile, I'm sitting here in this wheelchair, and I'm strangling with everything in me to try to make my legs move. I can't do it. So one day, about a month later, I'm sitting here still in the wheelchair. My mama done put me in a wheelchair. She done went home and did what she needed to do. I'm sitting here. So this fly lands on my toe. So I'm straining to get this fly off of me. So my toe jerked just a little bit. So I'm like, oh God, you know, make it do it again. You know, so when my mama called, I'm excited. Mama, when you was gone, you know, my toe did like this. And she said, Carla, no it didn't. Mama, yes it did. Carla, no it didn't. You wanted to do that, but it didn't do it. And I couldn't make it do it again. So a week later, still the same position, it did it again. So now I'm able to get 3 toes to move. But of course, when my mama's there, you won't do it. So I'm crying. When I tell you I'm crying, I'm drenched. Please, Mama, take me back down to Columbia to see the doctor. So she's like, okay, we'll take you back down there. So they take me back down there, and the doctors do all this test, and they're like, it's not going to happen. You know, we
So you're
understand.
supposed to be paralyzed?
Yes, and not being able to walk. Not being able to have no more kids.
Ever?
When I got pregnant with Jada. But that comes later. So they cover my eyes, you know, and they start sticking me with these needles, you know, to see, or not sticking me, however, you know, just testing to see. So it didn't happen. It didn't happen. So now another 2 weeks later, it does it again. So this time, my mama was there. So she was like, oh, I saw that. So I said, I've been telling you all along, but you didn't believe me. So she was like, okay, we're going to take you back down there. Now I can tell the doctors I saw it. So now they do it again, cover my eyes, so then they sticking me with all these needles. So now I'm screaming, hey! You know, so it's like, oh, okay, you know, maybe she really is. So my doctors, they were just amazed. They was like, I always knew. She didn't ever give up. So I had to go stay there in the hospital. I got to go through therapy. They put you in the pool. You know, now I can't get them to move. You know, I can make my toes jump in here or there, but I can't make my legs work. So I'm in the hospital, and so I'm pushing the button, you know, to tell my nurse I got to use the restroom. So she takes her time, and I'm like pushing, ma'am, I got to go to the restroom bad. 20, 30 minutes later, she didn't come. So me, I'm going to get up.
You can go by yourself.
Well, I'm going to walk to the bed because it can't be that hard. You know, I used to walk before. I'm 24 years old. You know, so I get up, I push my legs around to the side of the bed. I try to stay up, blam, on the floor. Bust my nose, bust my lip, everything. Now I'm down there screaming, so now here she come running. But why you didn't come running before I jacked myself up? So they get me back up on the bed, you know, take me in there, put me in a wheelchair. You can't do that. Well, you should have came in here. So I said to myself, why I can't make these things work? They was working before I had the surgery. So I'm doing this water therapy and everything, you know. It took about a month and a half to be able to start walking again. I just couldn't get up and walk. I had to go through crutches and all this stuff. But, you know, to say that, you know, God is awesome.
Absolutely.
You know, because I sit there in that chair and many nights, you know, I'm like, how am I going to take care of my kids? God, you got to get me up out of this chair. I got babies. I got to pay bills. Ain't nobody going to do this for me. As you see, my mama done let my daddy spend all my money. So, you know, in a minute, we're going to be more than in the dark. We ain't going to have no water. I got to go. You got to help me. you are the only one that can help me.
So that at that point you decided to just depend on God to supply all your needs.
Everything. Because the doctors had said, you know, I wasn't going to be able to walk again. They also said I wasn't going to have no more kids. And I got pregnant with Jada.
There she is.
So I walked into the hospital after a year. You know, I'm up walking. You know, I go down there for my yearly visit. Appointment in, because during the surgery, let me back up. During the surgery, they had to take out my insides and freeze them. This is what they told me.
What?
So when they put them back, they didn't work the same. I had all sorts of problems because they didn't work like they thought that they was. So I had all sorts of problems. I couldn't go to the restroom, you know, just everything. I just had all kind of problems. I'm like, oh Lord, what is going on? You know, did these doctors make things worse for me? Or, you know, what's going on? So after that, that's because of all the complications, they told me, you know, you would never have kids again. So I'm like, well, you know, I got 4 kids. I'm good anyway. You know, I ain't worried about having no more kids. So, like I said, we went back, fast forward, a year ago, I'm going back for my checkup, my yearly checkup. So, there I'm all big, very good. So, doctor come out, Dr. Brown said, Carla, you might as well take that pillow off from under that dress. I said, I wish this was a pillow. I said, this is a baby. He said, you weren't supposed to have kids again. I said, well, I guess it wasn't your call, doctor. I said, it wasn't your call, and it wasn't mine either. Hey, this is what happened. I woke up one morning, I went to the emergency room, you know, I thought I had the flu. You know, I'm coughing and everything like that, you know, and then, you know, the doctor comes back and then he said, well, you don't have the flu, but you got something. So first thing I did was look at Jim. What you mean I got something? I'm looking at him like, boy, look at here. So I said, no, Miss Rodriguez, you don't have to look at your husband. You have a baby. I said, I got a what? He said, yeah, you 5 months pregnant. I said, what? How's that?
5 months.
5 months. I was 5 months pregnant. Still wearing my clothes. So I go home and I go home. I tell my mom, I said, you ain't gonna believe this. I'm 5 months pregnant. She said, girl, the doctor told you couldn't have kids no more. I said, well, the doctor didn't know what he was talking about. Because this is what, now, it's either the doctor in Columbia or the doctor over here at Truman. So one of them is making a mistake here.
That makes me think about that song we say today. When the doctor says no.
No, exactly.
He said yes.
So when I get down there and see the doctor, he said, you just a miracle. He said, you know, we told you you weren't going to walk. Here you are walking. We told you weren't going to have kids again. Here you are carrying a child.
They told you you was going to be sitting in the dark with no
right.
lights.
No lights.
The devil
no
tried to tell you a
nothing.
whole bunch of stuff.
And then the judge tells me, well, you was granted for your disability, but you're going to be on disability for the rest of your life. And I'm like, and why? She said, because of all the hardware in your back, if you fall again, you will be paralyzed again. I'm like, I can't do that.
You done feel plenty of time since
So,
then, and you still good.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to be tippy-toeing around here, but I got to go. I can't sit around in this house all day long. I can't be. It ain't no job gonna hire me because I got all these restrictions. You can't stand 5 minutes. You can't bend this way. You can't do this. How am I get a job to hire me with all these restrictions y'all gave me? So I'm going in my room and I'm going to get down on my knees and I'm praying. You know what, Lord? I ain't supposed to tell a lie, but this one is going to happen today on my resume. I'm taking off all these restrictions. I can't sit down. I can't stand up. And I'm just asking for forgiveness early in this before this resume go out. I'm asking for forgiveness early, because I'm just finna let you know that on this resume it ain't gonna say none of that. Ain't gonna say none of that.
Okay, what was you're my friend during this whole point? From the beginning, you said 24. Mm-hmm. From the beginning until where you are. Well, when you got better, what was your mind frame? Because a lot of people, they can get discouraged and not even have faith. Was it faith that, did you have faith, or at one point, I know you mentioned that you said you wanted to leave, but it was that feeling constantly, or was it like the doubt, or did you like doubt that God was even real? Was there a doubt that there was somebody that was, that God was real, or did you have that faith?
Well, where the faith came in, it was when my auntie came over and she prayed over me. That's when the faith came in. And then after my mom told me that my daddy smoked up my money and I thought about my kids, it's where the willpower came in.
That's amazing. And then because from now, do you sit and think about your life and thank God for for all that, because some people I regret how this happened, I regret how that happened, but do you sit back and you know what, God, thank you, because some people don't thank God because that was God, where everything that you went through, it built you for who you are now. Just do you what do you say about, how do you feel about that?
Well, to be honest, I felt anger, to have so much pain on me, and then I'm like, well, why did I go through this? Because my kids wouldn't come near my bed. They were scared of me. They wouldn't come near me, and my daddy done sit here and smoked up my money, and now I'm stuck in a hospital bed, can't move. My lights is cut out. Why did I go through all of this? That's where I was at first. And then after a while, I just one night I was just sitting up there because I couldn't sleep because I took so much pain pills with the medicine with that button. That button came in. But it's only gonna give you so much. You're gonna push. All
and they're gonna give you no more to his time. So, Sister Linda is always at church, and you always give the testimony of how God didn't help you over something. And even here in this, it just adds to just how I see you. You were so strong. If it was me, I would have pushed that button so much I would have just pushed it.
You can push it all day long, but it's only so much gonna come out.
Girl, I would have tried it, but I just want to say, your strength. It really inspires me because if we think we go through small things, we think we really go through something every day, but we never been in that position where we couldn't walk or we were just out, just really not able to do things for ourselves. So it encourages me to know that through God anything is possible. So you are a shining example of just trusting in God and let him work it all out. So stay encouraged.
Even with all of that pain, everything came Jada. And so Jada is she's an amazing woman, and so you never know, it was a blessing in disguise, that out of all this came something amazing. So that's another thing that you thank God for.
Yes. And I wanted to say, this is my mama, and this is my first time hearing this story. I have never heard this story before until this show, honestly, and it goes to just how strong she is. I really admire my mom. I always see my mom like a strong, woman, and I never knew this about her. Just because I see her smile on her face, she does everything that a mother's supposed to do, and I never knew this about you. Just to see that you went through something like that was so life changing, and you can still, come and have a smile on your face and still be strong. That's amazing. I'm just grateful for God for your testimony and how it shows how good He is, and and just He gets the glory out of everything, and just how He can deliver you out of whatever it is. You can be bound in a bed and He can take you out of that. So I thank God for that, and I thank God for you coming on the show today. So we just want to thank you again for coming and sharing your testimony with us.